Our first guest tonight are Emmy-winning writers and comedians whose work you know from Saturday Night Live, I Think You Should Leave, and Detroiters. They're the co-creators of The Chair Company, which airs Sunday nights on HBO and streams on HBO Max. Let's take a look.
Douglas, come on. What the hell are you doing?
Excuse me?
You can't be blowing all these bubbles at work.
They don't hurt.
Don't blow those.
They're just bubbles, Ron. They pop.
Yeah, well, they're in Doris's hair. They're all over her hair.
So?
So, you're blowing bubbles, you're doing the cha-cha with Doris. This is a workplace, not a grab-ass parlor.
What in the world are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about this tour! I asked you to stop.
Okay. I guess when you ask something, Ron, you really mean it.
Thank you.
Please welcome to the show our very good friends, Tim Robinson and Zach Cannon. Timmy, you've been here before. Zach, first time.
Yes.
But I knew we worked together at SNL.
Yeah.
I actually called you and hired you as a writer on the show. Do you have any recollection of the moment?
Very vividly, yeah. You called and said, you've been hired. Can you come in Tuesday? And I said, I actually have a plane ticket. I'm supposed to be in Napa doing this cartooning event.
Yeah.
Could I come in Wednesday? And you said, I think you should come in Tuesday.
Now, I should note, a cartooning event, you are actually an accomplished cartoonist. But you can appreciate, like, that would be a drag to, like, tell Lauren, like, we gotta hire this guy. And then me saying, he's gotta start a day late for cartoon stuff.
That would have been bad, yeah. He's in Napa cartooning.
He's in Napa.
Yeah.
Because Lauren knows all the big cartoon places.
He does, that's a
She'd be like, where? And I'd be
That's a
like,
really
Napa.
big-
He's like, oh, that's a big one.
That's a big cartoon spot.
You hear about the wine, but they're a lot of cartoons.
They're about equal, 50-50 cartoons and wine.
Wait, you guys shared an office, but did you collaborate right away?
No, not the first year we didn't. It wasn't until the second year we started writing together.
And what do you remember, like, writing something where you were like, oh, we should keep this going?
Yeah, it was a update feature that they didn't pick.
Alex Bays didn't pick.
They did, yeah.
Oh, Alex Bays, the head
Bays
writer
didn't
here. He didn't
pick
pick it.
it.
Yep, okay.
Piece of
He's right there.
I know where he is. But it was.
You're like just not looking over there like you're scared.
I'm not scared of Babe.
All right, then say it that way.
But it was an update feature. There was a guy. We read that there was a guy who was rebuilding the Titanic.
Yeah.
He was gonna do an exact replica of the Titanic.
Down to the rivet and bolt.
Yeah.
We
Like,
know
that's
that-
gonna sink.
Yeah. I think you had a line in it that was, I may be stupid, but I'm not an idiot.
But he didn't pick it. Bass didn't pick it.
Bass didn't pick it. He doesn't know what works.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't.
No.
Fraud.
We're having a real problem with him
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about you? Actually, you worked as a cartoonist at the New Yorker, but you also did the New Yorker caption contest. For people who don't know, there's like a cartoon to the back of New Yorker, no caption, and people send in the captions, and you had to judge them. How many were you going through?
Between 8,000 and 14,000 a week.
Oh yeah. Now again, it's just like one line, so.
It's one line, but I would try to read all of them. But
Okay.
I had some tricks where it was a spreadsheet, so I could search swear words and just eliminate those.
Because there was never a caption in the New Yorker that had like a curse word in it.
Yeah, there's never been. There never will be. And then I would search for Geico. I could have saved a bunch switching to Geico, and that was like 5,000 every week.
So people would just send in that line,
Yeah.
confident they were the only person who thought of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we go.
It's perfect.
So you think every week they were disappointed?
Every week.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shaking.
call the kids in. I want you to. I want you to watch Daddy see. You made it.
issue.
You guys, there's the term for it is the 5-to-1ers. SNL ends at 1. Usually 5 minutes to 1 is when there's like maybe a more esoteric for people with heightened tastes.
Sure, yeah.
That you guys kind of thrived in the 5-to-1 spot.
We didn't want that
No,
spot.
no. We wanted the, 11:35.
We wanted the one
Yeah.
where your sketch is going to get on.
So
not
you
it's
were
gonna get
so
cut.
you were writing for 11:35, and then they would give you the news. It was a 5-to-1.
That's right.
They were like, actually, what you guys have been doing is a different kind of sketch.
Yeah. We were like, this is perfect for the top of the show, right out of the monologue. And they were like, this is maybe going to go at the very end.
But now the top of the show right out of the monologue, usually that would be, something that was like topical, like about the news that week. So talk about maybe one of your sketches that played at 5-to-1. That maybe I could explain why it wasn't like first out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
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 Well, there was one that was called Crisp Autumn Day,
Okay.
and it was Keenan, and he was a professor, and he was on his deathbed.
And it was kind of like Mr. Holland's Opus, like
Yes.
the end of that. Like people
Gotcha.
come in, and he's very dignified. People from his life, a senator that he had mentored.
Yeah.
And then it was time for him to die.
And he
He closed his eyes. And he went, no way!
and he would just scream. He did not die with dignity.
He was asking people for their years.
Oh yeah, he tried to suck his daughter's breath out of her so he could have her life.
And he said, no way, dude.
Yeah, this sucks. He kept saying it sucked.
Okay.
All right, why?
So, I guess I'm just saying, autumn, it's all autumny now. It's like right around election season. So maybe let's say it was an election year. People are home and they're like, oh, I'm at SNL. I'm probably going to do a debate sketch or something.
Yeah.
You could see I'd be a little bit thrown if the first sketch was about a guy who didn't want to die.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't know.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
never know.
You
We'll
still
never
don't
know.
see it.
Oh, we've seen the debate. They've already done that.
I have a lot more to ask these guys. We'll be right back with more from Tim and Zach. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Tim Robinson and Zach Cannon. Congratulations on the Chair Company and its reception. I know you guys very well. I have my expectations is always that the stuff you're going to do is going to be super funny and I'm going to love it. But you guys are you don't know until people see it. You're not like, you don't walk around like super cocky like this is about to crush.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you're happy now?
Definitely not.
Are you happy that people like it?
I still don't know if they do.
Here's a review somebody wrote. I laughed so hard at one scene from Tim Robinson's The Chair Company premiere that my deaf dog gave me a what the look. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's good.
There's also some very a wonderful casting, including Jim Downey, a legendary SNL writer, a friend of us all. And how did you cast Downey? Because again, he's been in things,
Yeah.
famously has some great cameos over the years, but not known as an actor.
Right.
So when you called him, was he just so excited?
He actually, when we called him, he was like, I can't believe this, but I have an acting conflict because he's one battle after another.
Right, he's in the Paul Thomas Anderson movie,
Yes.
One Battle After Another.
Yes.
So he's in like what is very likely to be an Oscar-nominated film, which is
Yeah.
probably the last thing you guys expected.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's so.
He also
so
he fell off stage at the
Yeah.
SNL 50th. His eye is fine, but that's why he's wearing an eye patch.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks excellent. He looks
He looks
so
great.
good.
I mean, by the way, it works.
Yeah.
And we saw him at the 50th with that, and we were shooting in like a few weeks after that. And we're
Well, you had
surprised.
already shot the pilot.
Yeah.
And so between the pilot and when the show gets picked up, what you don't want is for a main character to lose an eye.
Right.
Because it was very much a part of the first
yeah.
episode.
Because he didn't have.
You guys saw the clip. You saw both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I would be remiss if I did not ask you about Spider League and our friend Brooks Wheelan. All right, Spider League again. I don't want to editorialize because I think it's a little dense concept. So So why don't you guys just explain it in the best way you can? Because I feel like you guys are critical the way I explain it. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, because you're dismissive of it. Okay, so what it is we take pictures of spiders, we put it through an app, and we battle them to see which one is dangerous, the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Not dense, pretty simple. Simple, easy.
That's the baseline. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
But like, so
Easy.
on any given day, like, can I ask a few follow-ups without
yeah.
being?
Of course.
I really, and
but
it's
don't
not
be
judgment.
facetious or anything. Just ask sincere.
All right, so how many people are in Spider League?
About five.
Okay.
5 or 6. Yeah.
And is it not more out of lack of interest? Or is that a hard cap? Do you have a hard cap at 5?
That's a good question.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so you find a spider, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Now, in order for a battle to happen, does one of the other 4 have to have found a spider on that day?
Oh no. It's just like over time. It's like over a lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over a lifetime.
Yeah, this is a lifelong commitment.
So our friend Brooks Wheelan is involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
had some
boy.
trouble over the years. You guys-
Constantly.
He's violating the rules, and is he currently suspended?
Yeah.
So why is he currently on suspension?
He said something insensitive and
About a person or about a spider?
Spider.
a spider. So he had to take a diversity class.
About spider diversity.
No.
But the league paid for the class, though.
The league paid for the class.
Yeah.
So you guys asked him to send a video today.
An apology. That was a while
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Apology.
We're not going to show it because it didn't turn out great. But you guys know that because here's like, I just want to see, this is Spider League's the name of the chat. Here's his video we're not going to play. And even you wrote, try again, sweetie.
Because he was doing an apology video while he's on vacation.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're not sorry.
Oh, you don't think he should take vacations while he's suspended?
Well, you can't. It's not a sincere apology if you're like on a lake in a boat. You have to feel bad. You have to be a little hangdog.
Yes.
All right, I want to say, hold on. Somebody in Spider League, well, Brooks thinks he's bullied in Spider League.
That's
Okay.
And he wrote about the bullying. This is why Seth is afraid to join. And then this is you, Zach. This is your word.
yeah.
You wrote of me. He's an enemy of the league.
right. Yeah.
He exploits the league for ratings. That's what you guys think I'm doing.
I mean,
You're not seeing a bump.
What?
When you talk about Spider League, you're not seeing a bump.
a huge spike. A spike anytime you mention it.
You're seeing a bump.
You think I'm seeing a bump? You think this conversation we just had is a bump?
yeah.
I don't know about this one, but in the past, there's been bumps.
In the past, we've seen a bump.
Yeah.
In the past, we have seen a noticeable bump. Yeah. And the network is always like, can you do more Spider League
Yeah,
stuff?
Any more content? Yeah.
Exactly.
But if I actually said with sincerity I would like to join the league, what would the answer be?
You could join, actually.
Yeah.
So there's not a hard cap.
Oh.
No.
I don't think there is.
No.
I did miss some time, obviously, when you guys were still at the show, and I was over here, and I missed stuff, and I was looking through. Somebody gave me a list today of dress sketches you wrote that were cut. One was called Santa Traps.
Yeah.
Okay. What was Santa Traps? Martin Freeman, I think was the host.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a guy who made a trap to trap Santa.
And
But it was exactly like a bear trap,
yeah.
and it kept catching bears. A Kenny Among favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny got good taste.
Yeah.
And that's a good Christmas sketch because I feel like that's maybe one of the SNLs that you like watch with your whole family and kids and stuff.
He didn't catch him. He caught bears.
Oh, he only got bears.
Yeah.
You never
Got like 3 bears in the course
Yeah.
of the sketch.
Oh, he was catching the bears during the sketch?
Yeah.
And then he'd go check and be disappointed?
And he'd be like, oh, damn, a bear. He'd be like, got him. Oh, it's a bear.
I'm so happy to have you guys here, and thank you for the Spider League bump. Obviously, it's really
Yeah,
important.
Yeah.
Sweeps week, I think. You guys, this is Tim Robinson and Zach Gunn. Chair Company on Sunday nights on HBO, streams on HBO Max. Right back with Stavros Halkias.